The mastermind is in session, Ridgeman.
Mastermind is in session, and we are hanging out down here in the Riviera Maya, wondering what is going to happen with Helene, currently just named a tropical storm.
Ah,
And we're wondering what's the deal,
you always live an interesting weather life.
right?
All right, so welcome everybody. Nice to see members and guests. Awesome. So originally, very excited to say that you are going to continue dropping your best practices. Last time, you gave us a lot of best practices around speaking. Now we're going to focus on writing. And I know that's timely because I know you just recently did a major presentation for an AI writing summit,
Mhm.
which I would like you to kind of share with us the background story. What was the format? What did you do? And more importantly, from the content that you delivered, because I know it went well. I saw the response. Can you distill some of that for the mastermind and give us some of the best practices that you dropped in regards to writing, particularly using AI tools these days?
Yeah, so it's so interesting, right? We're in this era in which the conversation for the last year or so has been around this, are copywriters obsolete? And where a lot of people have landed on, and I'm not saying I agree one way or the other, but where a lot of people have landed on is the concept that even if they're not obsolete, what is required is the skill of copy editing. Because the one thing that that AI has done for all of us is that it has completely eliminated the blank page syndrome. So most people that write copy, whether they're copywriters for online marketing stuff or whatever the thing is that they're the copywriters for, most of them, myself included, have encountered that blank page syndrome where you're just staring at a computer or you're staring at a blank page and you know you've got to produce some stuff and it's just not flowing. It's not coming to you. So with that in mind, when AI came around, and we have the ability to create these tools and these prompts and these whatever, that syndrome is completely eliminated because you absolutely can use AI to create a foundational piece of almost anything you want to write about. Now, so I, about an hour and a half ago, was on an AI summit. I was the initial speaker for a summit with a lot of very heavy hitters. Um, and they asked me to show how to use some tools and what people can expect and what can they do to earn income and use AI to benefit their business. Donna says you're great. Thank you very much, Donna. I appreciate it. And so what I tried to do was I did three things, Huey, on this. I jumped into first, I said, okay, there are tools out there that help you overcome the blank page syndrome. So first we jumped into PAF Brain. And what I did is so this is in real time, and I just want to share how important the real time factor is. So at 10 o'clock this morning, Central Time, 11 o'clock Eastern, I had a call with a dental practice named La Costa Dental Excellence. And or La Costa Family Dental Excellence, I can't remember. Anyway, 1 hour later was the summit. So I had literally just had a conversation with this team. So I said, let's use them as an example. Opened up PAF Brain, put in La Costa Dental, and then said, now these are all the things that are single clicks that are available to you. We believe messages, you deserve messages, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Ticked off a bunch of them and hit click, let that machine go to work. Then I opened PAF offers. And I said, okay, what are we going to do? What is the offer that we're going to create? And I'm actually going to pull that up in just 1 second because I think it'll be fun for everybody to watch. And again, just for no other reason other than to demonstrate the immense power of these tools, I like to keep it relevant. So an hour, after talking to a dental practice, I'm bringing that into a summit that is live with, by the way, 350 people were on there. Okay. So that's a lot of people for a summit. 350 people is, I mean, 100 is solid, 200 is great, but 350 is legit. So I said, okay, well, what could I do to do for a summit, but given the fact that I'm sitting on the Mexican Riviera right now? And so I created a course offer, Hubert, that was the concept that this course offer was how to have an incredible family vacation on the Mexican Riviera course. And I hit click and let it run while the summit was going on. So I said, hey, this is another way you can do this. And then obviously what we got was phenomenal. The Mexican Riviera Getaway, step-by-step travel guide, friendly resorts, packing checklist, local cuisine, itinerary, safety tips, etc. And a description of the offer, and then all of the content.
Now, Rich, I just have to interrupt you here because I know that you've had experience helping uh, travel concerns based in the Caribbean do this prior to AI. And I just wanted you to recall, the months of copywriting it took to get everything up to speed so that they can launch their offer. Remember all of that?
Insane, insane, and the logistical nightmares and all the stuff that went along with it. So now, while this is running in the background, I then said, all right, now let's go to ChatGPT and let's do it the old school way, but by educating the tool itself. So I went to prompt creator and then said, you're a direct response copywriter marketing whiz. You've been charged by a new client, Cheryl Rogers, who was one of the people who was on the summit at that time. Cheryl, I know from way, way back. To create a course on how to have an incredible Miami Riviera vacation, we got a 6. So I worked with the team to show them how writing is now largely about educating AI as a tool. We got it to a 7, and then we got it to an 8, and then we took it to a 9, and finally we took it to a 10.
Wow, that's great. Did they understand the value of using AI to iterate through to the prompt creation level?
Well, for sure, because I was talking about it each time. I was saying, now look at what the questions are. Let's answer these questions. And so here's the very last one. Should the quiz recommend specific modules or vacation types? Yes, quiz should make recommendations. Do you want it to highlight certain cultural experiences like visiting ruins, or should it be focused on food and local traditions? Focus on food and fun, not ruins, right? So I'm answering these specific questions and showing people how I'm doing that. It obviously created this tremendous prompt. And I said, all right, great. Yes, let's run the prompt. And there we go. Unforgettable Mayan Riviera, your ultimate family vacation guide. The welcome module, module 1, choosing premium accommodation. 2, exploring local culture. 3, family adventures. 4, relaxation and luxury for parents. 5, find your perfect vacation. 6, bonus details, insider deals with Cheryl, testimonials, call to action. And then I said, okay, now guys, it's not time. The tool is not done yet. That's just an outline. So by example, I give the prompt, great, thanks. Now flesh out module 3. And then we went to family adventures, thrills and chills, snorkeling and swimming in cenotes. I mean, the crazy thing is, we are swimming in cenotes right here, right? Here it says, the crystal clear waters of Miami are perfect for snorkeling. Cheryl recommends Shell Ha. It's right up the street from where I am right now. So this is how smart AI is. This is happening in real time. Cenotes are freshwater sinkholes unique to this area. Actually, they're all over the Yucatan Peninsula, which is made of limestone, and there are 200 miles of caverns and caves underneath the surface. And they're literally some, from where I'm sitting right now, 200 yards from here, that way, right? So there's a zip lining. Okay, so zip lining, Explore is right up the street. So this is, I didn't give it any information. Xcaret Eco Park, one of the most popular family destinations. It's great. I've been there a number of times. You can go down Lazy River, you can swim with dolphins, you can do all kinds of stuff. It's a full day experience. And so all of this stuff, AI knew by the time we input all the data. Now here's what's super crazy. See this right here?
Yep.
Venture on the water, best spot. Aquamal Beach, offering calm waters where families can paddle alongside sea turtles. That's where I am. I'm in Aquamal Beach. I never said Aquamal Beach. I simply educated the tool, and it came up with Aquamal, which is the most beautiful place on earth, in my personal opinion. So there you go. Wrap up the day with a family stroll along Aquamal Beach, known for sea turtles and beautiful sunsets, which it absolutely is, other than when you have a hurricane on the way, like now. So, or tropical storm. That's not exaggerating. So then I said, okay, do a sales page. So it did a sales page, all the different modules, intro. And I said, with a low cost offer and an upsell, intro offer and an upsell. So there you go, $47 intro offer, upsell offer, VIP planning service with Cheryl, $297. What's included? Special bonuses, testimonials, call to action, everything. So I only had 23 minutes to do everything that we're seeing right here. So then I had 1-minute video script. Then we turned it into a rap song. I busted out the rap. And then after doing all of that, I went back to the offers and said, okay, great. Now let's take a look at lead magnets, bonus builders, high ticket upsells, launch ideas, webinar outlines, launch plan. And last time I checked, which was a few minutes after I got off, we already had 75 signups
Right.
to our opt-in bonus. I would imagine by now it's well over 100.
Right, right. So now I know that there are some relatively new people here, new to the concept of online, various styles of online lead magnets and that sort of thing. Can you explain the structure of how an online summit works, and what the mechanism is, how each person would bring something that people have to opt in for? I mean, just explain that mechanism, because I think it's still new to a few of our members.
Yeah, and this is important because there are people on this mastermind call right now. I'm not going to call anybody out by name, but I can see the names who are here with us, and so happy that you are, by the way. Congratulations, because they saw me present something at a summit, then went to a phone call with me, because we vet everybody, as you know, and then decided that this would be a good fit for them. And so now some of those people are here. So the way a summit works generally is, there's an organizer of the summit. The organizer of the summit is in charge for aggregating a number of experts in whatever that topic may be. This particular one was all about AI and the use of AI to grow your business. So the guy that was the main aggregator, it's a partnership actually of Bob Dietrich and Pamela Dunn. They do a lot of summits. They do them about every 3 or 4 months. And AI is one of their key topics. Now, it could have been a summit about copywriting. It could have been a summit about online marketing in general. It could be a summit about culinary delights. There's all kinds of different summits, but there's always a main organizer who aggregates the experts, pulls them all together, organizes the calendar so they speak in a sequence that makes sense. Generally, it's dependent on availability. And each of the participants in the summit, as is offered, anybody that shows up for the summit is offered the opportunity to get some kind of a bonus from the experts. What is the benefit to the expert? The benefit to the expert is there are people who are joining their community, joining their tribe, because they're interested in that bonus. And it gives that expert the opportunity to reach out to those people, have conversations, and see if there's some kind of magic that they can make together, which is the result of why a couple of people that are on this call, 2 or 3, are here with us today. So very much worth it. The commitment by the expert is, hey, I'll let my community know about the summit. So my community, our community, Hubert, got to know about this summit. Many people from our community went to the summit, and they might find that there's another expert besides me, I hope they did, that had great value and that gave them some type of a bonus for showing up for that summit. So the participants gain the benefit because they get lots of options to select from of what free gifts might serve them. The experts get the benefit of adding more people to the community to find out who they can help and what that looks like. And the guy who runs the summit generally has a VIP offer, low ticket, to get all of the recordings. Generally, it's $47, $97 to get all those recordings. So if you're at work or you're busy or whatever, but you want to catch all those experts, pay a small fee, and then you get all of those recordings that you can listen to at your leisure. So is that an adequate explanation?
Yes, but let's also unpack and for new people, let's explain how the list growth happens. So how you participate as an expert, you bring some free thing. How does that, what is the mechanism by which your list grows and other people's list grows and so forth?
Because whatever bonus or gift that you offer at the summit comes with an opt-in to get that gift. And obviously, with an opt-in, we can drop people onto a list that we control and can then reach back out to. So, for example, after this mastermind call, we have a team meeting. And during that team meeting, we're going to review, okay, is the follow-up sequence for all of those brand new people to our community, the 100 or so new people, is that what we want it to be? Does it need to be tweaked or adjusted? Because right now they opted in, they instantly received the bonus or the gift. But now that gives us the opportunity to say, what are we going to communicate to them 24 hours from now, 48 hours from now, 72 hours from now, next week, right? What are we going to do to engage that person to say, hey, we have some things that we feel might be of value to you. You know, so glad you made it here. Take a look, take a look, take a look. And generally speaking, and I know this is very fundamental for most people, but it's not for everybody because not everybody knows about this stuff. Generally, you want your ratio of content to be more value driven than offer driven. Now, what I mean by that is you want to be giving a lot of value so that two things happen. You're building up trust with the people that you're giving the value to, and you're also triggering the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity says, hey, if I give you something and I give you something else, and I give you something else, and I keep giving, after a while, you're going to feel like you ought to give me something back. And in marketing, that turns into generally buying a product.
Yep, that's awesome. And just so that everybody can see how this mechanism actually works, I did drop the link in the chat. It's the little mini course that we put together. And actually, we've been working with this little funnel for a long time now, partnerattractionblueprint.com. And you'll be able to see how it's called a squeeze page. You put in your username and info, and you get added to our mailing list on the back end, and then we deliver you this little mini course. Originally, how did you, when you were doing your presentation, how did you transition from the content that you were giving to having people visit the page and act on it? I dare say not everybody converts at the rate you convert, but
No.
there's some tricks about like foreshadowing it and seeding it. What did you do?
Yeah, so I said that during, for Mike was there, Donna was there, a couple people. During the presentation, I showed the tools, and then people are asking in the chat, hey, how do I get those tools? What tools are you using? Da da da. I said, well, don't worry. At the end, I'll give you a gift from me where you opt in, and then we'll let you know about all these different tools. So I seeded it, right, a couple of times throughout the process, which is very important. What are you going to get if you stick around? How is this going to serve you? And then I waited until the end to do what I knew was going to be the hit of the show, which is to write a rap song about whatever's there, because everybody always loves that. It's funny, it's entertainment, right? And then we started dropping the link in the chat. So people were kind of the objective, and I'm not saying I accomplished this, you'd have to ask the people that were there, is to blow people away with value in what you have. And then when they're at that place of like, wow, that's amazing, that's when they're most likely to jump in
Right.
and take the bonus and opt in. So like I said, last I checked, we're somewhere around 100 people that have done that in the first few minutes.
That's great. Thanks for breaking this down because folks, Ridgely and I have been doing this so long that it becomes almost an unconscious thing to do all the steps of a funnel. And if we don't explicitly break it down for the newer people, Ridgely, sometimes we gloss over, uh, some of the magic that needs to happen. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, you and I, it wasn't as easy for us as it is now. Now there's all kinds of subtleties and flavors that we can put into it. But the basic funnel is so important to everybody's marketing.
Yeah, for sure. And understanding, and so it brings up a really good point, and that is this. That's the summit funnel. That's not any other funnel, right? So every form, whether it's a webinar, you're going to have one funnel. If it's a summit, you're going to have another funnel. If it's an email campaign, they're going to have another funnel, and so on. So you have to, in the game of online marketing, there's so many different ways to approach these things. And over the course of time, we need to learn all of them, or at least try all of them so that you know which ones are going to work best for you. And I think that's really important.
Right,
So,
exactly. It's funny because one of my favorite fun movies was Ocean's 11. That was the casino heist thing with, Brad Pitt and George Clooney and all those guys. And what I always chuckle about is how they had this insider language about all of these scams and cons that they were referring to, right? All these different variations. And they would had names like, a Miss Daisy or two Jethros and whatever. And it was like, what the heck are they saying? It's insider language referencing what approach they're taking in a certain solution. So originally and I, when we sit down and we have some junior members on our team, and we always have to stop to educate, right? Because our inside language is like, okay, what are we doing? Oh, it's a seminar. So let's do such and such and such and such. And the shortcut language, originally and I understand. But if you don't break it down for the beginners, originally, people get lost because it takes a long time to kind of get through all the variations.
yeah, and it becomes so normal. Like I was just thinking about a webinar and going, okay, man, do we drop an OTO in here? And people are like, what? What do you mean? What's an OTO? And not only people may know what it means, the acronym, but to know how it works is a whole nother thing. So an OTO is a one-time offer, and OTOs are very effective under certain circumstances if done in certain specific ways. And otherwise, they're a complete waste of time and piss people off. So understanding that kind of stuff in online marketing is super important. And even if you hop onto ChatGPT or use one of our tools or go on Perplexity and say, hey, what's the great OTO? Yeah, fat chance that you're going to find out the nuances and subtleties that go along with making it work.
Yeah, exactly. So now I do want to say this because when we were new at this, it was a big deal. And as we kind of developed our tool set and our chops, it became less of a big deal. But the big deal originally is this. It's all well and good to have these strategies, but the actual implementation of it can be hard to come by. When we started originally, unless somebody was partnered up with a great tech person, some of this stuff was like really hard to do. These days, it's easier because there are tool sets like Kajabi and so forth, a bunch of them that have these things built in, right? And makes it much easier, and because the industry has matured. But my number one recommendation about that is if you're a solopreneur and you're doing this yourself, get yourself a comprehensive kind of a tool suite that can do the funnel creation, the landing pages, the email collection, the emailing, and all of that stuff. And if not, keep to your role as like the business owner and subject matter expert and partner up with somebody who's more technically inclined. Originally, we've seen great success when we've seen two people partner up where one person's focus is more on the tech side and the other person's more on the sales side.
100%. So we have really excited about this. We have a phenomenal individual who's in exactly that same boat, which is Amanda. Amanda has been around with us for a long time, and she has she's technically she's savvy. She's a technically savvy person, but not a real wizard, because she runs a farm, an organic, incredible farm that sells amazing meat. So we've tried them. They're great. and she's looking to do all kinds of stuff to promote her farm. So I thought, hey, how cool. I said to her, Amanda, you really should just make the decision to join the mastermind, because if you do that, then you can use the mastermind, you can use all of us to help you with exactly what you need. And Amanda, if you want to hop on here and say hi, just give me a yes in the chat and I'll pull you in. I know sometimes Amanda's on wandering around the farm on the phone, looking at stuff, whatever, so it may not be appropriate. But I know we're going to help her with marketing organic grass-fed beef. Now, that is not selling an online marketing course. That is somebody who says, wait, I have a brick and mortar business. I need to use AI to help me develop assets, etc. And then that's what we do. So hold on, I'm going to promote you to panelist. Amanda, you have to say yes, you have to accept, and then we'll talk about what you need and use our crew to help. All right. Are you in the office, in the barn? Where are you? That's so she's joining us here in just a second. There she is.
I
Hey there.
am. Hi, I'm in the office. I'm watching sale cattle. So
What? Oh, there you go. So tell everybody a little bit about your farm, and let's drop the link so anybody that wants incredible beef can get some.
so I raise all my cattle that I feed out, and that's an antibiotic and hormone-free diet. I can ship anywhere in the continental United States. It's kind of based off the Omaha Steaks concept. If you want a pack of ribeyes, which is 2 ribeyes in a pack and a pound of hamburger, I can do that. And there's, any combination. We've got packages and so on and so forth. It's the local freezer beef, taste and feel, except you don't have to buy the quarter, the half, the whole. You can if you want to do that, but sometimes it's a lot easier for people just to buy a couple packs of stuff here or there. So,
and where can I send everybody?
So it's PashitaCreekSteaks.com. So PUS.
I got it. It's in the chat already.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
So go over there and get some amazing steaks.
I'm sorry, Richard, that link didn't work. I want people to get the right link. So.
Oh wait, sorry, I spelled it wrong. It's with an E. I did that when we talked last time. I spelled it with an I. I don't know why, because I'm in Mexico and an I sounds like an E.
There you go. That's a good reasoning there. Yeah.
No, and tell us what we can do, what you're looking to have done in the mastermind. Because again, you're not an online marketer. You actually raise real cattle and real lambs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned sheep there. So we do have some sheep too. And I wanted to start maybe trying to figure out how to create messaging towards selling some freezer lamb or some lamb like that too. And talking to people, it's a little bit more of an ethnic market. So creating content and wording based more towards the ethnic market is an idea that I have that I'd like to try to pursue to start selling some lamb. And then and then like you and I were talking the other day when we talked about all this stuff, how you get like a wine card when you join a wine club with your wine that tells you like a little bit of the history of the vineyard and where what flavors to look for, how to pair it and stuff like that. I'd kind of like to do that with my cuts. And, like the sirloin comes from here and it came up with, it was, just stuff like that. Yeah.
And so the conversation we had was like this. In the old days, what you're looking for would actually be hard. You'd have to do research. You'd have to figure it out. You'd have to interface with an expert. You'd have to do all of that stuff. But now, because of AI, if we do what I did with the Mexican Riviera trip and we educate the tool, we can create all of that really, really well. And so So I want to distinguish here, but a couple things. As you know, we have a team, and this is for everybody watching. We have things like the offer that can build incredible offers in a microsecond. And we have PAF Brain that can do some pretty amazing things as well. But those put out very specific things. I need hooks. I need a lead magnet. I need a sales page, a webinar script, etc., that most people need. When you're talking about something like what Amanda needs, hey, I'd like to create a fun, educational, yet informative and playful guide to the various cuts of beef. And then from there, I'd like to create pairings that they go with. And I'd like to talk about why wine is good for this, beef is good for beer is good for this, and an iced tea is better over here, and etc. To do that, you really need to use a different tool because it's a very specific request. So Hubert, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would actually go straight to Prompt Creator to do this kind of thing because we're looking for very specific outputs that are not easily created by one-click tools.
Exactly. And also, I congratulate you, Amanda, on your site. It's visually stunning. It's great. And the reason why I bring it up, Ridgely, is because it needs to be limbified in terms of the text, and that's better accomplished in a subtle way using the prompt creator and the languaging that can come out of that. One thing before we go on, Amanda, I just want to bring to your attention, you need to have your tech person take a look at your site. When that first pop-up comes up that asks for your name and email address and zip code, I entered it and then I got an error. There's some sort of communication error to Infusionsoft. So this form right here that Ridgely just brought up, the join and save coupon form, submission form is not working.
Okay. Yeah, we switched from Infusionsoft to MailChimp, so that probably got missed.
Okay, because it's trying to connect to Infusionsoft. This still looks like.
But look at this. This is a beautiful farm and the meat is incredible. And there's all kinds of groovy stuff on here. I love that. Be forewarned, once you've had one of these steaks, you'll never want a steak from anywhere else. Yep, I love that quote. Yeah. Very, very cool. But when we're talking about doing what Amanda needs, now we're talking about, all right, let's go over to ChatGPT. And let's hop in here and have a little fun. And of course, most of us are now pretty familiar with Prompt Creator from Ridgely's Prompt Library. If you don't know where that is, it's in your content. Ping support@partnertractionformula.com so that they tell you how to reach all this stuff. Don't ping me, don't ping Hubert, just ping support. We have a whole team that takes care of that stuff. Okay, so again, you are an expert marketer. You have been retained by Pushita, spelled correctly, Creek Steaks, to create certain marketing assets. So before I go down the track of talking about lamb versus beef versus ethic versus whatever, I first want to educate the tool all about Pushita. I want the tool to go and look at everything that's out there. Please take in all of the available data on Pushita now. Okay. And it's going to give me a fairly poor rating because that's not particularly great, right? And now it's going to tell us it's going to want to be educated about Pushita first. All right. So let's start with that. You know all this stuff, man, so it's easier for you. Give me origin of the steaks, farming practices, unique value proposition, that kind of thing.
It's antibiotic and hormone free. Humanely raised, killed in a federally inspected facility, safe,
And then tell me about farming practices or
Uh, uh, so I guess I raise everything. So I've got 50 cows, and then I guess I raise show cattle, and then whatever's not good enough for the beauty contest goes into the fat pen so everybody can put it in their freezer.
okay. And then who's your type? Give me a demographic of your type of customer.
It's kind of all over. We've kind of wanted to focus a little bit on like people that are kind of athletic, looking for good, safe, wholesome protein source. So, and like kind of like CrossFit kind of people.
Okay.
But then also, and then moms trying to feed their families a healthy, safe product.
Healthier options. Okay.
And then the backyard, or anybody that wants to grill, football tailgaters, grilling, backyard grillers.
Gators and grillers. Okay. And then give me like the voice of it. Should it be fun, professional, playful, serious? How would you like your tone?
Fun or professional, but lighthearted, happy, playful, but classy. Does that?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're basically giving more data and information. We're educating AI so that when we need the output, we can go in whatever direction we want to go. Let's see what it's saying here. Now it's an 8 out of 10. Let's keep going here. So, do you have seasonal or holiday promotions?
Yeah, we'll have Christmas promotions. We'll do a Black Friday, a small business Saturday, and a whatever the Monday one is, Cyber Monday. And Christmas packages, prime rib special for Christmas and Thanksgiving. We do like tailgate specials.
Cool. Okay, cool. 1 second. Tailgate special. That looks amazing. And then what is the emotional appeal you want to leave with the audience? What do you want them to, as I say, peace of mind? Is it the joy of the grilling, the health benefits from being antibiotic free? What is the emotional appeal?
So Dr. Zerby I was on the meat judging team, and he'd always rattle off this phrase, delivering a more desirable eating experience. And so I've always liked that phrase. Other people don't like it, but
It's okay. If you like it, I like it.
and then I just added to your front door because it's delivery, but
Yep, to the front door. And what about do you have any kind of storytelling elements about the humane nature of the way that you raise the cattle? Give me something around that. How do you look at them? How do you treat them?
It's hard to explain. Just, and I don't know if you want to get like, it's not really religious or whatever, but God put me on this earth with a purpose, and it was to care and take care and watch over his creatures or something. That's just every time somebody says something like that, that's what I think of.
Hey,
Passionately care or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fine. It's whatever you want, because we're putting this out to really give you a voice about your product, your farm, your business. And there's no judgment here at all. It's just, hey, whatever we think, the way we want. Now we're up to a 9 out of 10. I think we need a little bit further. So do you have any particular platforms that you focus on for your advertising?
Email marketing, and then we do stuff on Facebook. I'd like to figure out, what's the other one? Starts with an I.
Instagram?
Yes. Sorry. All I could think of was Infusionsoft, and I'm like, that's not right.
No. Specials. And like, so what kind of testimonial, do you have any testimonials that we can use?
A couple. I don't know if any of that are, if they're on the website. There's things like testimonials of people, are always making comments in the on the meta page. Oh, this is the best beef ever and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see if we got this to 9.5 here, and then we can run it, and then we will have educated the tool, and we can create anything we want. All right, what do we got? 9.5. That's what we want. All right, cool. We're going to run the prompt. Yes, please run it. And then from there, now we know we've given enough data to the tool that it can create amazing stuff. Now we can say, okay, what do we want to do? So what's the first marketing asset you need?
Well, I guess, like Hubert said, like the limbic messaging on my website and stuff like that. But
Okay, cool.
is that what you're looking for, or are
We
you
can
not?
do that. We can go
Okay.
like this. Existing site. Here we go. So I'm now going to grab this prompt for the site on an existing site. The only thing I have to change is obviously I have to put in the site. So here's the site, https:// with an E. Now I know how to spell this.
Mhm.
Boom, boom, boom. And so, all right. So just a couple things. I just jotted in a couple of, just had to tweak the name of the site, etc. And there we go. Farm to your table, delivered fresh. Subheadline, premium, antibiotic, hormone, stakes free, raised humanely straight to your door. Blah, blah, blah. This is all good. And while that's running, because we know that we're going to limbify all of this, products, etc., I'm going to go back into here and I'm going to say, great, let's give me some limbic messages for this. That's what we need. That's why we're here. And it's still running. And Ridgely is faster than ChatGPT, Hubert. See that?
I see that.
Uh-huh. All right, here we go. Limbic messages. We believe real flavor starts with organic, hormone-free beef. We believe every meal should be a celebration of health and quality. I love that. Yeah, I like that one. You deserve a better steak, one that's as good for you as it is delicious.
That's nice.
That's a good one. I like that too. All right, so now I could try to figure out which ones are the best ones of those messages, which would take me normally hours. Or, Amanda, I could just say, hey, why don't you tell me what are the best ones, AI? That's like a lot easier in my world. So we'll rank them. Let's get them ranked based on, and they're ranking on which are likely to create connection and trust. You deserve steaks that are free from antibiotics, hormones, and guilt. Yes,
Nice.
I
That's a nice
love
one.
that. That's good. And there you go. And it ranks all of them in order. And now I'm going to say far out. I like that. Where do you want to put them? where should those messages go? We picture a world where ethical farming is the standard, not the exception. Yeah. We picture a world where great tasting food also makes you feel great. Love that too. All right, here we go. Where do we put these messages and why should we put them there? Again, you could do all this work and imagine how long it would take you, Amanda, to do all
Oh,
this.
it's been, I've been thinking about those wine card idea for like 5 years. So I'd never like, who knows? And those
Right?
were little. Yeah.
This is crazy. We believe food tastes better when you know it's from a humane, sustainable farm. We believe great steaks come from treating cattle with care and respect. There we go, all the way down the line. And now, now we have a lot of content. Obviously, I'm going to deliver all of this to you. But now let's get into that concept of terrific. Nice work. Now, based on what you know, we'd like to create a guide that pairs beverages, and we can refine it more later, beverages with steaks. Give us the top 10 pairings with detailed reasoning as to why in an entertaining format that is fun to read. See, because I could try to learn all this, or I could just go the ultimate guide to pairing beverages with Bashida Creek steaks. Your steak is already perfection. Now let's talk about what to drink with it. Whether you're grilling up a juicy ribeye or savoring a tender filet mignon, the right beverage can elevate your dining experience to a whole new level. Here are top 10 drinking pairings to enjoy with your favorite.
Actually, we know it works because you and I, our favorite one is combination number one, ribeye and cab.
That's exactly right. I love a good ribeye and a cab. Are you kidding me? Oh, yes.
Cooked over a live fire,
Yeah. So
sitting on a log.
there you go. The power couple, they call it. Ribeye known for its rich marbling and deep flavor. To match its intensity, you need a bold, full-bodied wine like Cabernet Sauvignon. The wine's high tannins cut through the steak's fat, cleansing your palate with each sip, while its fruity notes bring out the meat's savory qualities. This pairing is like a perfectly choreographed tango on your taste buds.
Okay, I have to stop you there. The lyricalness of these things, it's first off, this is spot on. This is wonderful. And originally, I just want to bring up, we had a major win, and I think we won a job because originally had me mock up two possible design scenarios. I think I shared it on the mastermind. And for fun, I had originally showed the client a special page, and on top of the page, before they actually saw the designs, there was a jump section that had preview number one and preview number two. And remember, originally, I did it in this faux wine pairings language about the website and the different approaches, and that was a big hit.
Yeah, for sure. So filet mignon, Pinot Noir, the elegant affair. New York strip and Malbec, the robust duo. Porterhouse and Zinfandel, the all-American dream team. Sirloin and Merlot, the smooth operator. Skirt steak and IPA, India Pale Ale, the wild child. Flank steak and margarita, the life of the party. T-bone and Syrah or Shiraz, the bold and beautiful. Prime rib and whiskey sour, the classic rebel. Flatiron steak and bourbon, the Southern charmer. What do you think, Amanda?
I think that's pretty good.
Okay, so now we can go into any of these and watch this. Okay, great. Now add to each one of these 10 a quote by a famous person that is relevant and a limerick.
This is great.
that describes each one in a playful manner. And again, I find it mind-boggling that you can do this so fast. There you go.
This kind of research and generation is what AI is best suited for.
One cannot think well, love well, sleep well if one has not dined well, by Virginia Woolf. There once was a ribeye so grand that paired with cab in your hand, its marbling so fine, matched cab's bold design, together they take quite the stand, right? So you see how you're fleshing something out, Amanda? You're grabbing fun pieces. Wine makes every meal an occasion, every table more elegant, every day more civilized, by André Simon. The filet tender and rare with Pinot makes quite the pair. So light and refined they dance intertwine, a meal that's beyond compare. And so now we're building a thing, and you can decide what pieces do you want on here. What does it look like? So what else will we need for this, to you to do this, guy? Obviously, we have the explanation is here.
Yeah.
And then now we have a quote that goes with the explanation. We have a limerick rhyme that goes with each one of these. What else would you like?
Well, like maybe like for that specific cut, a recipe of or like rosemary or on the prime rib or rosemary and thyme or something along that line that pairs with that wine. That cut might pair, but if you don't put the right flavors with the cut, it might not pair well with the wine.
Flavor enhancements that go with each of these meats.
Amanda, this would make a great blog series. In addition to like a printout or something, a blog series or a YouTube channel video series would be awesome with this.
And you could put out one a week or one every 2 weeks or one a month. So here you go. Ribeye and cab, garlic, rosemary, cracked black pepper, smoked paprika, filet mignon, butter, thyme, shallots, sea salt, and white pepper. And why?
I like the why.
The why part is the brilliant part. And originally it's offering this why because in the previous chat history, your prompts asked it to include the rationale.
Exactly. So now you're seeing, look at this. Filet mignon is tender and mild, so it benefits from delicate seasoning that complements rather than overwhelms. Thyme and butter bring the richness without overshadowing the cut, and Pinot Noir's light fruity notes pair well with a sweet caramelization of shallots.
This is awesome. And you know what this really demonstrates? This really demonstrates, guys, to the reader, the care and the attention that Amanda brings to this. I mean, this is like deeply thought out content. So they know that you and your farm are for real, Amanda.
Yeah, and it's not just some fly-by-night thing.
Right.
Well, and for instance, you could take each one of these and have it be flavor of the month, and then a whole detail thing. There's the quote, there's the enhancements, there's the beverage, there's the limerick, you see what I'm saying? You can build out as much as whatever you can think of, we can do. So if anybody has any ideas of something else we should explore in here, pop it in the chat and we'll just do it. What else?
Also, printing some of these out and including it when you ship in the box, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Us complimentary dishes to go with each meat, at least 3 options per selection.
Yeah.
Now, why would you do the work to have to figure this out? There we go.
Well, no, but see, the genius is in the direction that Amanda provided, and that's the best use of AI. Let AI do the heavy lifting, but you do the directing as a subject matter expert.
Roasted garlic mashed potatoes, grilled asparagus with lemon zest, sauteed mushrooms in red wine sauce, filet, creamy Parmesan risotto, roasted Brussels sprouts with a glaze, arugula salad with saved Parmesan, Man, this is looking freaking good. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
New York strip and Malbec, grilled corn on the cob with chili butter. Man, roasted fingerling potatoes, rosemary, cream, spinach. Okay, I'm out. I
Wow.
gotta go eat. So you see how you can just keep going, Amanda? Now notice
Yeah.
we cannot do this without having first educated the tool.
Mhm.
We educate the tool first, and now we're gonna say we could do terrific. Now, given these choices, what is an ideal dessert for each one? The more you can think, the easier it is. And now it's talking. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Let's finish the meal with an ideal dessert pairing for each of these steak, beverage, and side dish combinations. Each dessert will complement the flavors of the main course without overwhelming the palate and leave your guests with a sweet, satisfying finish.
Nice.
So there we got a couple options for the ribeye: dark chocolate mousse with sea salt, blackberry cobbler with whipped cream, espresso tiramisu. Filet mignon goes a strawberry shortcake, panna cotta, and berry compote, almond tart with raspberries. New York strip and Malbec, chocolate lava cake, blueberry cheesecake, spiced bear crumble. Now you've built an entire marketing campaign for your boxes every time you put a steak out.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
Cool.
sorry.
great.
Is this
This is great.
overwhelming? Or are we kind of going too fast here, Amanda, or what?
No, no, no. I keep I'm thinking of other things like, for each suggestion it has, like, can it create a link to click for the recipe for butterscotch pudding and stuff like that?
As a matter of fact, why wouldn't you, for instance, see if there are not affiliate organizations out there, right,
Yeah,
that have some of
links
this
to.
stuff,
Mhm.
so that you go and link through an affiliate link, so that when somebody orders that product, you get paid.
Great. Great idea.
Yeah. Can the AI find those organizations that have the same uh
Okay.
not mindset, but or same I don't know the word I want.
A suggestion from Clifton in the chat, a great suggestion, a perfect way to add a partner if there's another vineyard in the area or other local concerns. And Mike has this funny contribution. I've already gained 5 pounds this session already.
Yeah. Hmm.
And Richly, we use AI all the time to look locally, given a certain area,
Yeah.
what other businesses might be great partners in this sort of thing for joint venturing.
There you go. Several reputable wine companies and platforms offer affiliate programs.
Yeah.
Naked Wines, wine.com, Wink, etc.
Yeah.
And by the way, Naked Wines is phenomenal. I'm a member.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
that's
and
cool.
you can do a similar thing with like dessert type mail order companies and
Yeah, okay.
that sort of stuff.
Then you can go buy your whole meal in one spot and then it just all shows up on your doorstep.
There you go.
Yeah.
A dessert company that pays affiliate commissions. Yes, there are several dessert companies: Goldbelly and Harry and David and Mrs. Fields and Baked by Melissa.
Yeah. And affiliate programs are easy to start up with, but of course you can always move to a model, down the road where, you're packing a basket and shipping that along too, so that everything comes from you or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you need?
I think
Obviously, you can do more.
I think Amanda needs a rap song.
We did one the other day.
Okay, now we need a video script for the promo video to go along with the pairing program. That is 60 seconds long, completely irreverent and hilarious, and sounds like a rap song by Eminem. Just using Eminem because it's easy. There we go. Opening scene, epic grill flames, sizzling steaks, cut to a chef flipping steaks with swagger. Beat drops fast, Eminem style delivery. Yo, you got the steak, you got the grill on high, but you're missing something. Man, don't be shy. We got the wine, got the sides, got dessert in hand. Pashita Creek steaks, yeah, we got your whole plan. Ribeye and cab, that's the power punch. You sip it, you slice it. Man, that's one fine lunch. Filet and Pinot, it's so damn smooth. Elegance on a plate. Yeah, you in the groove. But hold up, yo. What's on that side? Mashed taters and shrooms got you satisfied. Porterhouse and Zen like a smoky dream. Twice baked potatoes. Man, we a gourmet team. Dessert? Don't sweat. We got that too. Mousse, pies, cakes, we coming through. Churros with IPA. Yay, it's a snack attack. Key lime and steak. Yo, straight facts. Pecan pie with a whiskey sour twist. Yo, that's how you finish. Heaven on your lips. Flat iron steak, bourbon on the rocks. Grilled peaches and bourbon. Yo, it shocks. You thought it was steak, now it's more than that. It's wine, it's sides, it's desserts to match. Pashita Creek Steaks. Yo, we the grill kings. Get the whole experience. Meat, wine, and sweet things. So get on it, don't delay. Pashita Creek Steaks is the only way. You want the best pairings, we got the knack? Click the link, grab your pack. Now that's the snack attack. So think about, now that you've got the kind of a flavor of it, I mean, think about what you need and come back to us. I need this, I need that, I need the other thing, and we will get it all to you.
Yeah.
And in case anybody wants to know what's the easiest way to grab all this content, well, you're watching it happen in real time, right? That is a great deal of content. Command C. I easily go here and open up just to make it super easy. Make sure I don't forget. Here we go. Drive. It's not working at the moment. I'll send it to you. What I do is I copy it all, put it in a Google Doc, to send it to your name, and you've got it's in your inbox in the next 2 minutes.
Okay, cool.
All
Sweet.
right. Now you've got a taste of what's possible, so to speak. All right, and thanks for playing with us.
Yeah.
And we'll do this some more. Hubie, what do you got for us?
Okay, so Amanda, great work, Richly, great work. Here's your reward. Okay, I hope I don't butcher any of these jokes. Richly, how do you count cows? How do you count cows?
I don't have any idea.
With a calculator.
Oh my gosh.
And Amanda, here's one for you. What do sheep wear to the beach? What do sheep wear to the beach?
I don't know.
A bikini.
Oh my gosh.
Those are just flat out terrible. Okay. All right, folks. Love you all as always. We will see you next week. Our mastermind is at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's 11 o'clock Pacific, Wednesday, October 2nd. So mark your calendars, bring your stuff, whatever you need. 2 o'clock Eastern, Wednesday the 2nd. Have a great rest of the week. And here's to hoping that Tropical Storm Helene goes somewhere else. We're out.
Great work, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Guys. Have a great one. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks for playing with
Bye,
us.
thank you.
Appreciate you. Ciao for now. Bye.
Bye.